In this lesson, we will conquer the laws of exponents so that the exam becomes a lot less mysterious. Why does this matter? The IMAT does not let you use a calculator. To save precious time, you need to manipulate exponents instantly. The word powers pulses once because mastering these rules is how you stay in control. Grab a pen and paper, and let's begin. Before we jump into the rules, let's understand the language of powers. This expression is 3 to the fourth. The base is the number being multiplied over and over. The exponent tells us how many copies of the base we multiply together. So 3 to the fourth is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which equals 81. Law 1 is the multiplication rule. When multiplying terms with the same base, keep the base and add the exponents. So a to the m times a to the n becomes a to the m plus n. For example, x cubed times x to the fourth equals x to the seventh. Remember, the base must be identical or you cannot add the exponents. Law 2 is the division rule. When dividing terms with the same base, keep the base and subtract the exponents. So a to the m over a to the n equals a to the m minus n. Example, x to the fifth over x squared equals x cubed. Do not divide the bases. Only subtract the exponents while the base stays fixed. Law 3 is the power of a power rule. When raising a power to another power, you multiply the exponents. So open parentheses, a to the m end parentheses to the n equals a to the m times n. Example, open parentheses x cubed end parentheses to the fourth power equals x to the 12th. When you see nested powers, think multiply the exponents immediately. Law 4 is the product to a power rule. When a product sits inside parentheses with an exponent outside, apply the exponent to every factor inside. So open parentheses, a times b end parentheses to the n equals a to the n times b to the n. Example, open parentheses 2x end parentheses cubed equals 8x cubed. Do not forget to raise the coefficient, as well as the variable. Law 5 is the quotient to a power rule. When a fraction is raised to a power, apply that power to both numerator and denominator. So open parentheses, over b end parentheses to the n equals a to the n over b to the n. Example, open parentheses x over 3 end parentheses squared equals x squared over 9. The denominator must be raised to the exponent as well. Law 6 is the zero exponent rule. Any non-zero number raised to the zero power equals 1. So a to the 0 equals 1 provided it is not 0. Example, 5 to the 0 is 1. Remember that 0 to the 0 is undefined, so the rule only applies for non-zero bases. Bonus rule, negative exponents mean take the reciprocal. A to the minus n equals 1 over a to the n. Example, x to the minus 3 equals 1 over x cubed. So whenever you see a negative exponent, flip the fraction and make the exponent positive. The IMAT loves prime bases. When possible, rewrite everything in prime bases. Example, 8 to the x equals open parentheses 2 cubed end parentheses to the x equals 2 to the 3x. Another example, 27 to the x equals open parentheses 3 cubed end parentheses to the x equals 3 to the 3x. Whenever you see 4 and 8 together, convert to base 2. When you see 9 and 27, convert to 3. Make it prime to add exponents easily. Now, watch for the most common IMAT trap. Students try to add exponents when the bases differ. Wrong. 2 cubed times 3 squared equals 6 to the fifth. That is incorrect. Correct. 2 cubed times 3 squared equals 8 times 9, which is 72. Only add the exponents when the base is identical. Otherwise, you evaluate separately. Let's recap all 6 laws quickly in a summary table. Each law is listed with a reminder and example. Remember, negative exponents mean reciprocals and prime bases are your friend. Time for practice. Problem 1. Work out 16 times 15? Sorry, I mean x to the fourth times x to the fifth over x to the sixth. First combine the numerator to get x to the 9, then divide by the denominator x to the sixth leaves x cubed. Problem 2 is open parentheses 2 cubed times 2 to the fifth end parentheses squared. Multiply inside to get 2 to the 8th, then raise to the second, giving 2 to the 16th. Problem 3 uses our make it prime hack, 3 squared times 9 cubed over 27 squared. Rewrite 9 as 3 squared and 27 as 3 cubed. Carry out the arithmetic and cancel exponents to land on 3 squared equals 9. That's all for today's lesson on the laws of exponents. Download the practice worksheet, try the interactive tool, and keep practicing to build your speed. In the next video, we tackle surds and rationalizing denominators. Subscribe, hit the bell, and keep pushing your IMAT pace. See you in the next video.